Hey, happy Wednesday. So today is Elvin's birthday, which I'm super excited about. He's 5. He's officially a big boy, right? I mean, I feel like he's been a big boy for a while, but 5 years old is quite a landmark. It's kind of crazy. Um, all right, so today we're talking about something that happened 2 days ago. And as our family is getting ready to move again, we had a hard conversation, and which changed our moving dates too, by the way. So we're talking about how to help kids adjust to a move. First things first, if you're new here, hey, welcome. I'm Keisha Ellingson, and I help movers adjust to a new area and deal with all that comes with life after a move, right? Homesickness, loneliness, and trying to rebuild your life in a new area. I will help you. I am your guide. Nice to meet you. So, and if you want to chat in here while I'm live on this video, you can put your chats in here and I can see them and I can pull them up on screen too. So, cool new feature. And yeah, so we're talking about how to help kids adjust to moving today. And part of the process of helping them adjust to moves comes before, and then part of it is after. It's a whole big long process. And so the part that we're in right now is the before the move that we're preparing for. So involving your kids as much as possible in the decisions, in the conversation, so they know all that's going on is really key to helping them adjust well. And then they know what's coming and they feel like they've had some ownership of those choices, right? They're not just along for the ride of whatever the parents choose. Okay. So for one of the things that can help is letting them lead in a kind of like a guided area. Okay. So there are things that kids can lead in that are not going to hugely affect the outcome of the move. Like they can lead in packing their room, they can lead in unpacking their room or picking a room. If you have a lot of rooms in the new place you're living, that they can pick out which room they want to live in, or pick the wall color of their room or a blanket, but giving them some ownership of that process really helps them to start adjusting to the new area. Okay. The second way is helping them connect to friends and kiddos from back home. So if they express that they want to connect to a friend, help them out. Sometimes they don't have all the resources. For instance, Hugo, this Christmas, he found a toy, a stuffed animal, and that he really wanted to send to a friend back home in Minnesota. And so we sent it. And I mean, it took a little bit extra time to send it, but it's worth it, right? So, and that helps him too to feel like he's still connected, even to people who he's far away from. And then also with messaging or sending letters and things like that. Then the third thing is what happened yesterday, 2 days ago. Okay. And we sat down and we had a family meeting about our move that's coming up. And we all just kind of sat in the living room, we're hanging out. And I just started the conversation that, hey, we're planning on moving in 1 year and what it looks like. And then Ethan had mentioned that he's probably not going to be work. It's going to be closeout. So it's construction. So he might not be living here in a year. And some other things. And so we dove into this deep conversation that the kids helped decide when we were going to move. And we kind of laid out all the options. And we're actually moving earlier than we thought because of a conversation with our kids. So we talked about what works for them. We talked about what opinions that us as parents have, that the kids have. And we talked about what do we want to experience as a family and what do we not want to experience. So one of the big things for our family is we do not want to be living in 2 different states. We don't want to be split up for our family, I think we were living a year and a half where I was living in one state with the kids and Ethan was living in another state. And we did that for school reasons so they could stay in the same school for a while. And it wasn't good. It just didn't work for our family. It didn't work for the kids. It caused like some big marriage issues for Ethan and I, because our families are meant to be together, right? So that was one of the big things for our family is we're like, okay, we're not going down that road again. And so the options that happened or that we laid out is that to the kids is that we can move home this summer. After the school year, we can move home. Then the kids and I will be living in one state while Ethan is in the other for probably, I don't know, 6 months-ish. Okay. Other option is that we could move home after another entire school year. So then that means that we'd move out of this house, move into an Airbnb or some kind of rental for 3 months to finish the school year and then move. And then the third option that we gave the kids is that we can move home during Christmas break of next year. So we can have about have half of a school year here in the break, transition, because usually schools kind of start fresh in January anyways, and then transition and go back to our other place where they were going to school before. And as we talk through it, I asked questions, and I let the kids just put in their input and lead the conversation. And then I clarified. I kind of clarified what I was hearing. They clarified what they actually meant. And then as we came to our conclusion of our conversations, I made sure to reword the conclusion and say it like 3 times. Like, okay, as a family, this is what we're choosing. And so as our family, we talked about it. The kids chose to move halfway through the year. The reason why is because that's the minimal amount of time where we're living without dad. So he might be in Wisconsin where we're living for a month and a half, or might have to drive there. But it's a minimal time where our family unit is split. They've also decided that if we move home this summer, they feel like they don't have enough time here with their friends that they've just made. So they wanted more time. So that's kind of like what our family conversation looked like. And it was hard. And there were tears. But I just want to say that it's okay to walk your kids through hard situations, because adults run into hard situations. As adults, we have to make choices that aren't pleasant all the time. And to teach our kids, to let them walk through that process, like with Ethan and I as a guide, I think is really valuable. And so if you're thinking about moving with your kids and you're like, oh my gosh, this is going to be hard. Yeah, it can be hard, but it might be a good hard, right? Like, what an opportunity to help them walk through when everything is new, when they're stepping into something completely different. Because if we're going to be honest, there's a lot of adults who will not step into something that is completely new because they're scared and they've never done it before. And I mean, it's okay if you don't want to do that, that's fine. But it does hold people back from experiencing the world and from doing new things and from learning new things, and from maybe even changing their opinions, right? New experiences bring new opinions. So if we can walk our kids through those hard situations, walk our kids through moving and through being in a completely new area, I think it will actually benefit them as adults too, right? We're building that resilience. And sometimes building the resilience is uncomfortable. Both of my kiddos, one in particular, was like, I don't really want to move. I don't really want to leave the friends that I've just made, but I don't want to not go back to my other friends. Like they felt the tension of it. Our youngest, Elwin, he's young, so he's like, man, whatever. Like, I'm good with anything. But as friendships get stronger, when they're older, that's when you can feel that tension and pull, and that's okay. Okay, that's okay. So we're just helping them navigate this and building those skills along the way. So if you're like, hey, this is cool, I like this information, I want more of it, there is a guide section in the Homesick to Happy group, and it's all about helping your kids adjust to a move. Things you can do before, things you can do during and after to just help them adjust and keep that growth moving along. Also, what this hard conversation spurred is, as I was thinking about it, I went on a walk and I was like, okay, I know for a fact that we are not going to split up our family for a long time, because that was really hard on Ethan and I's relationship. And what that sparked is a course about living in a different state from your spouse, what you can do, what are the pros, the cons, the in-betweens, and how to walk through that, so your marriage doesn't just dissipate. Because there's a lot of couples who, once they get into that position where they're living in different states, that they eventually just get a divorce because it's hard. So that course is actually going to be dropping in about a month. I have it all sketched out. I just need to do the videos and get some more like PDFs and stuff like that in there. So that's also going to be in the Homesick to Happy group, because I know everybody on my public page is not all focused on moving, so I don't want to annoy people. But if you're interested in that one too, it will be in the group. But I hope you guys are having a great day. And I just am thankful that you guys are willing to let me bring up some hard stuff and talk about sometimes things that are not always comfortable, right? So I hope you guys have the best day. And if you have any comments, leave them in the comment section or send me a message. I'd love to chat and hang out with you guys. And I will talk to you